Hello everyone. So today I'm going to show you guys how to complete your guys' final optical illusion project. So I'm going to hand you this larger sheet of paper. I think it's about 16 by 11 or so. So it's very, very big. Luckily this is actually very simple as long as you follow the steps and you make sure that you follow through with it correctly. So there's two different ways that you guys can do this. You're going to focus more towards the center of the page, and you're going to be doing a simple movement edge to edge. So you decide if you want to do it, this is landscape, so that's horizontal, or if you want to do it vertical. Again, we're working more towards the middle. So I'm going to do it landscape on this try. I touch more towards the center of the paper, and then I make a hopping motion. So it looks kind of like upside down U. You can make them as short or as long as you want. Just make sure that they do not go from edge to edge on the page. You need multiples of these. So I keep making this motion until I get to the edge of the page. And then just end right there. I turn my paper over. I touch the edge of the last one I completed, and then I touch at the edge again of the one that I had completed on this side. So it kind of makes like a little eyeball or an almond shape. So I touch again at the edge, and then I hop over to my next bottom. Do it again. So basically I'm doing the exact same movements. I'm just making sure that it touches right here at the center of these edges. Once I have this complete, I will start doing a layer. And I just keep building up until I reach the tippy top of the page. Then later on I'll flip it upside down and I will do the exact same thing at the bottom. So again, I touch the edge and I make sure I return over to this edge. It's a little hopping motion. So it kind of looks like I added an eyebrow over the top of this. Touch again on the edge, tuck it back into the center. And I complete this whole entire row. Try not to make them too terribly skinny or too terribly thick, just kind of a medium. And then touch at the edge of the paper. So I'm going to continue this motion for a few different rows. Please make sure that you guys are also doing this in pencil. I'll hand you guys the Sharpies to outline later. I've done this so many times it's easy for me, and I decided to use Sharpie so it was easier for you guys to be able to see it. Oops, wasn't touching on the inside. Shame on me. What will eventually happen is some of these will start getting squeezed and some of these will start taking over. So whenever I'm saying squeeze, they will start to disappear. That whole entire row just might be gone. And that's okay. Some of the larger ones might take over the area and become a big, huge, rounded shape. So the type of optical illusion that we are creating, we are using contour outlines. So we are following the edge of an object and creating depth through our shapes. So whenever this is completed, it's going to look like we have a lot of rounded forms. So whenever I'm saying rounded, it's going to feel like it has a curve to it. And I'm not going to continue to bore you for forever. So I'm going to finish out this row, but just make sure that you go all the way up to the top. And then again, before you guys finish, so this is all the way done, you go on to the other side and then start doing your rows again. Again, you'll do that all the way up to the top of the paper. It does not matter if you do it landscape or horizontal. It really doesn't. So, imagine now that this is completed. This is one that I had completed that was vertical. So as I said, some of these get really big and then they start squeezing out some of these smaller ones. It's really cool whenever you see it. And all of these really feel like they're rounded. So what you guys are going to start doing is once that's completed, you're going to start picking out two colors for each one of these stacks. So I'm doing warm colors on this one, and then on these other ones I'm doing cool colors. You guys don't necessarily have to do that, but make sure that you follow through with the pattern that you start. So don't just like randomly throw down colors. So I decided in my centers, because it's easier just to start from the center, I'm going to do cool, warm, and I'm doing it opposite patterns. Then I'm going to follow through and start value. So you guys remember how to do this. Whenever it's darker, you push harder. Whenever you want it lighter, you push a lot lighter. You don't really have to touch the paper too much. So at the edges of these, you're going to push harder, and towards the center, you're not really going to push at all. So I'm going to go work on this one right here, this little snake worm thing. So in the center, I'm pushing really hard, and then I'm going to start fading it out towards the center. Edge here, push hard, fade it out, push hard, fade it out. And I'm going to do that for all of my rows until my whole entire picture is complete. And again, I'm going every other on all these. So that way, I can keep following through with my pattern. Okay, go back to my dark blue, push hard, leave it lighter, push hard, leave it lighter. Okay, that row is complete, so I'll flip back over to my warm colors. Doing every other, pushing hard, going light, pushing hard. Nope, that one's supposed to be orange. Oops. And again, I'm not going to bore you, just make sure that you guys are following through with your patterns. So if you guys have any questions for me, have any trouble, please let me know, and I'll be able to help you guys out with this by raising your hand. I really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you.